ஸ்ரீ ஆரோபிந்தோ சொசைட்டி சென்னை கிளையின் சார்பில் நடைபெறும் இந்த சனிக்கிழமை மாலை சத்சங் தொடருக்கு அனைவரையும் அன்புடன் வரவேற்கின்றோம். இன்று நம்மிடையே உரையாற்ற வந்துள்ளவர் திருமதி அர்ச்சனா அவர்கள். நமக்கெல்லாம் நன்கு அறிமுகமானவர். ஸ்ரீ ஆரோபிந்தோ சொசைட்டி ஹைதராபாத் மையத்தில் மிகவும் முக்கியமான பொறுப்புகளை ஏற்று மிகவும் சிறப்பாக நடத்தி வருகின்றார். அது மாத்திரமல்ல, நிறைய பகவான் ஸ்ரீ அரவிந்தர், ஸ்ரீ அன்னை குறித்த நூல்களில் இருந்து தலைப்புகள் வாரியாக புத்தகங்களை தொகுத்து ஆரோ பப்ளிகேஷன்ஸ் வாயிலாக வெளிவருவதற்கு சிறப்பான பணி புரிந்துள்ளார். அவர் இன்றைக்கு நம்மிடையே பேச இருக்கும் தலைப்பு ட்ரூ ஹாப்பினஸ். திருமதி அர்ச்சனா அவர்களை அன்புடன் வரவேற்று இந்த உரையை ஆற்றி தருமாறு கேட்டுக்கொள்கின்றேன். ஓவர் டு யூ, அர்ச்சனா.
Namaste. Thank you very much. So let's all concentrate for some time. Focus the attention in the heart center. Where Mother is always present. எப்போதும் நம்ம கூடயே இருக்கார். Take your breath to the heart. In every breath, let us call the Mother. Ma Shri Aurobindo, Ma Shri Aurobindo, Ma Shri Aurobindo, Ma Shri Aurobindo, Ma Shri Aurobindo. So இன்னைக்கு நம்ம ட்ரூ ஹாப்பினஸ் பத்தி பேச போறோம். எல்லாம் மதர் ஸ்ரீ அரபிந்தோ ரைட்டிங்ஸ்ல இருந்து. The very fact that we have all come to the Mother, and the first thing that Mother gives us is that bliss, that true happiness, that we have found our home. Imagine a bird which is flying, looking for food, and end of the day wants to return to its safe nest, its home, and that happiness, that joy, that causeless happiness that it finds in that safety, in that security. So that is what all of us have found in Mother and Sri Aurobindo. That true happiness, pure happiness, not tainted by anything. So all of us will remember the first time, through whatever means, we came in touch with Mother Sri Aurobindo, how we felt. We felt something we have not felt before, right? Something very, very, very pure. Like we have lost ourselves in the byways of the forest, but finally found our truth, our love, our joy, which is Mother. Sri Aurobindo in one place says, we are all eternal children playing an eternal game in the eternal garden. So Mother describes happiness. She says, it's a condition of gladness, a sense of inner ease and welfare, contentment, a sunlit life. It is more quiet in its nature than joy and delight. This happiness is more quiet in its nature. It doesn't need to jump about, tell everybody, make a big hue and cry out of it. It's simply happy, silently happy. The inner comfort, inner ease and welfare, the protection, the contentment, that you're on the sunlit path, that you're on the path laid out by Mother Sri Aurobindo, that you're given yourself in their hands and they are showing the path, carrying you on the path and doing everything for you. And she says this happiness is quiet. Sometimes that vital happiness, say somebody's got an award, or they're expecting a promotion, or they wanted a car and they bought a car. There's this unnecessary excitement, right? And she says the real happiness, the true happiness, will not have all these things. ஆஷ்ரம்ல the mother வந்து ஒரு சாதிகா பத்தி சொல்றாங்க. இந்த மாதிரி யாரோ கேக்குறாங்க, ஏன் இவங்க வந்து ஜென்ரலாயே சோகமா இருக்கிற மாதிரி இருக்கு, மாதிரி மூஞ்சில முகத்துல சந்தோஷம் இல்ல, ஜென்ரலா மாதிரி டல்லா இருக்காங்க. மதர் சொல்றாங்க, she has a inner state of permanent happiness. I know she is always inside, she's always in a beautiful permanent happiness. But yes, it need not come outside and need not be expressed so loudly outside. As I was describing the beginning, like how a bird finds its home, how a child, a lost child, finds the lap of the mother. So while this imagery came to me, there are corresponding Savitri lines for this, so I'll just read that. As might a soul fly like a hunted bird, escaping with tired wings from a world of storms, and a quiet reach like a remembered breast, in a haven of safety and splendid soft repose, one could drink life back in streams of honey fire, recover the lost habit of happiness, recover the lost habit of happiness, feel her bright nature's glorious ambience, and preen joy in her warmth and colors rule, a deep of compassion, a hushed sanctuary, her inward help unbarred a gate in heaven. Mother's inward help opened a gate in heaven. Love in her was wider than the universe. The whole world could take refuge in her single heart. Love in her was wider than the universe. The whole world could take refuge in her single heart. It was so beautiful. Another place, Savitri Sri Aurobindo says, man has found his lost home. I'm not recalling the exact line. In the ignorance, he's playing with mud and mire. And finally, when the seeking, the aspiration comes and he finds mother, what he lost, which was always present, but he has put veil after veil, hiding that presence. And even that glimpse, that small glance of that trueness, the truth of your being, then he knows, yes, that is my home. Moving on. So mother is saying that inner happiness and gladness is always peaceful. It need not be excited. It is not a vital expression. So we can recall many of us, we would go to ashram during our birthdays, right? And we don't, at least most of us don't celebrate how others typically celebrate their birthdays. And we know how much Mother Sri Aurobindo has given the importance for birthdays and how much we are receptive. And the soul has taken birth for a particular purpose on that day. And the divine opens, pours and pours. Basically, the divine is always pouring, always, showering us. But on that day, we are open. We open and we allow that to fill us. So I'll read something what Preeti Das Gupta ji, who has written in a book, Moments Eternal, about birthdays. Even generally, all of us would find something so special, right, when we are in Pondicherry in our birthday, or need not necessarily be in Pondicherry, but also wherever you are, you're celebrating in Mother's consciousness and Mother's light. You're trying to turn inward. And whatever you receive on that day, you just feel a touch of Mother Sri Aurobindo in that. When earlier with this experience, when I used to go for my birthdays, I just felt like I'm walking on clouds. Every leaf, flower, anything on the road was just speaking to me. There was so much joy in the air. This I can't explain to anybody else. Like only people, who are a soul family, who are connected to Mother Sri Aurobindo will understand that joy, because many of us have felt that joy. So now I'll read out a little what Preeti Das Gupta ji has written in her book, Moments Eternal. It's such a beautiful book. I recommend all of you to read it. And there's so many beautiful instances living in the ashram, being with the mother, sitting in the playground, listening to her talks, taking flowers to the mother. So many little things she writes. And it's not that you read this book and keep it somewhere, but you should just, on and on read it. Every time you read, there's a new joy which you feel. So she says, on our birthday, we are immersed in a sea of infinite joy without even knowing it. We are immersed in a sea of infinite joy without even knowing it. No sooner have we met than friends and acquaintances. No sooner have we met, friends and acquaintances happily greet us with bon fete. Bon fete. What an extraordinary atmosphere it created on this day, as we are led to recharge ourselves for taking our life forward through the coming year. One feels such eagerness, enthusiasm, and a joy on one's birthday. One feels my soul is ageless, eternal. Eternity is my birthright. My soul is ageless, eternal. Eternity is my birthright. On this day, our soul bows to the Mother in a movement of total faith and surrender, with the resolve to walk on the path of life with renewed energy. On this day, our soul Bows to the mother in a movement of total faith and surrender with the resolve to walk on the path of life with renewed energy. It's beautiful, like Mother has said somewhere, that you have the feeling of being reborn minute to minute in Mother's consciousness. We should wipe off the past, and this minute, this moment is precious. This is new. This is what Mother has given me. Let me make the best use of it. Like that. And Mother says once to MP Pandit ji, he goes to her and he says, Mother, there's a lot of politics happening, a lot of name calling. I feel very uneasy. What do I do? How do I bring that inner happiness and not get affected by all this? Mother simply says in one word, she said, love. Melt everything into love. And once he actually asked the mother, prayed to the mother, Mother, can your love work in me? Can I be an instrument of your love? And Mother, she said, yes. And soon after that, you'd feel all his interactions, whatever he did, and the people around him, and they were near him, they felt something very, very special, like little of something, what they would have felt from the mother, they could feel in MP Panditji because she had granted that boon to him. Yes, you are my instrument of love. It's as simple as people go through, this now the in thing about mental health and all that. They feel depressed, they compare their lives with other people, and they just don't know why it is many times. Sometimes I feel personally that there's such a need of the soul to reach the divine, but you are somehow preventing that to happen by other things. So if your outer life and your inner life are on the same level, what your inner is saying, your outer is doing, and it's much easier to be in that state of happiness. So many of the psychiatrists suggest that, okay, to get out of it, just think beyond yourself. Mother has also said, depression is because you are selfish, you're egoistic. You just need to expand your boundaries, love something else, care for something else. They also recommend get a pet, love a flower, go for walks in nature. Just expand your consciousness, love everything around you, that pure love. Be that love in everything. Mother says somewhere very beautifully, the moment you feel unhappy, you may write beneath it, I am not sincere. These two sentences go together. I feel unhappy, I am not sincere. That means we are hiding so many wishes, desires, and we are putting them as blocks on the way to the divine. Sincerity, Mother says, all the parts of the being are harmonious and giving themselves to the divine. And you feel that restlessness, unhappiness, agitation, irritation. So you can just say, oh, just step back and say that I am not happy because I am not sincere. Then, like, call the mother. But that brief moment when you realize it, just take quietly, peacefully, and call her. Sri Aurobindo somewhere says in Synthesis of Yoga, the four important things in sadhana. He says, first, equality is the most concrete and practical sense of the word, samatha, freedom from mental, vital, physical preferences, and even acceptance of all God's working within and around him, and even acceptance of all God's workings within and around him. Secondly, a firm peace, an absence of all disturbance and trouble, Shanti. Thirdly, a positive inner spiritual happiness and a spiritual ease of the natural being which nothing can lessen. A spiritual happiness, spiritual ease of the natural being which nothing can lessen. Fourth, Sukham, a clear joy and laughter of the soul, embracing life and existence. A clear joy and laughter of the soul, embracing life and existence. There is the truth of ourself, our inner soul, our psychic being, which is always in that state, always happy, always connected to the mother, always knows that it is the child of the mother. It is always that clear joy and laughter, embracing all life and existences. And mother goes on to say, what is ordinary happiness? You spoke a little about it. She says it's of vital origin. It depends on circumstances. It is impure. It depends on circumstances. Only if this happens, I will be happy. You lay conditions. Only if I get a promotion, I'll be happy. Only when my son goes to US, I'll be happy. Otherwise, okay, life is just boring and no divine is not fulfilling my wish. You get into that same loop of thoughts which are pulling you down. Then she says that spiritual happiness, inner, true, real, divine happiness. The goal of life is not to secure personal happiness, but to awaken the individual progressively towards the truth consciousness. To awaken the individual progressively to the truth consciousness. So that is the goal of all of us here. Just progress, walk on that sunlit path, know our true selves. We are all children of light. We are all children of immortality, Amritasya Putraha. So we have to realize what we already are. Then there's also physical happiness. So this can be the want of good health, strength, physical perfection, bodily happiness. Mother is saying all of this is not wrong. It is good. But again, from what angle? Why? What is the intention behind it? Is it to just show off? Is it to, always get your ego massaged or something like that? All of that. So here also she's saying this spark of that physical happiness, it means to say that you want to perfect matter. Somehow this need of that physical perfection, however it is, does it have a spiritual angle or of egoistic angle? Deep inside it there is this need that yes, matter, the body, the earthly substance has to be purified. So beautifully mother is bringing that out. She's not discarding anything. She's saying everything is important for the progress, everything is part of the divine play. And vital happiness we have seen in the beginning, it never gets satisfied. It wants a lot of drama in life. After one desire is fulfilled, it has to jump to the next desire. It's just the same old cycle, keeps on repeating. Once mother describes in questions and answers during her evening talks, she's not saying it is actually her own experience, but she's not saying that, yes, this was my experience, I did this. Very subtly she puts it, but we know the mother is talking about herself. So she's saying, in Paris, there was a opera, a play, a musical kind of thing which was organized, and mother was invited for it. And the Minister of Fine Arts, he had given a special seating arrangement, and he happened to sit just right behind the mother, and mother was in front, and this person happened to be a little short. So when this whole musical, the theater performance was happening, mother noticed that he is straining his neck. He's uncomfortable. He's not able to see this whole screen. Then mother immediately, she ducked. She bent a little, moved a little, so that this person can have a very clear view of what is happening. Then she said, the joy that I received then, my wanting to see the play was not important. That somebody else who was struggling and who could see it. And that's such a pure joy which I felt. It's that overcoming that desire, that conquering that desire. Then Mother says, it is only those who have come for sadhana and really do sadhana can be happy and satisfied here. The others have constant trouble because their desires are not satisfied. So beautifully she says this. We know that we have come for Mother Sri Aurobindo. And all that happens in our life is like that sharpening process, the refining process, how when a diamond is to be cut, it is just raw carbon, right? When it needs to be polished and, cut and made into this perfect, sparkling, beautiful diamond, it goes through that process of churning and scraping and all of that. So everything, it's a divine hand which is doing it for us. If we say that, yes, I'm here for sadhana and whatever happens to me, there is a deeper purpose. There is the play of the divine even in this. Something in the nature has to be transformed, and that's why this problem I'm facing right now. It is again a step, one step forward, always one step forward. We are walking with Mother Sri Aurobindo. Mother Sri Aurobindo are carrying us. And Mother says, none of my children are zero. Everybody has a potential. And in one place, there was a sadhak, and somebody said, Mother, he's very useless. He doesn't know what to do, and better we don't take him and don't give him any job or give him any department assigned. Mother thinks a lot. She said, but don't you know that he puts the stamps on the envelopes very neatly, very beautifully. Even in the smallest things, the Mahasaraswati has seen her child is doing that perfectly, and she cannot abandon any of us. The whole world, the earth is, her child. And where will we go? Everything belongs to her, right? Ultimately. So we should not allow our restless vital. It is like a boat without the rudder, without the control which gives directions. If we just rely on the signals of the vital. Then Mother says this is mental happiness also. She says when you have decided and made a mental formation, oh, if this happens, then I would be happy. Like you're making a formation, you're developing your thoughts in one direction. Nowadays, there's so many things like these affirmations. Recently, I heard there's a nutritionist who's pretty popular on YouTube. He gives them diet plans and lot of things to look after their body. And as a part of it, he gives affirmations. He says, okay, if you want, say, a perfect body, say that, yes, I am this perfect body. You don't say, oh, my body has so many problems. It has pain here, pain there. You forget all that. You affirm. You say the most positive thing. You keep telling the body, keep making the formations, repeat that to yourself every time. Because somewhere deep, your body is listening and you're giving so many negative thoughts. As it is, we are receiving a lot of negativity from outside. Why we ourselves have to pour in some negativity? Try to just give, like how you talk to a child. Mother says in another context, when your vital is unruly, doesn't listen to you, it's like a mischievous child. Like how you literally treat a little kid, you will no, call it and make it understand, pacify it. Like that, we have to deal with the different parts of our body, different parts of our being. So these affirmations, that is mental happiness. Then she says there's psychic happiness. In reference to these mental formations, Mother has spoken quite a lot, and she's spoken about this one French doctor, QO, I don't know the right pronunciation. So he used to say most of the diseases are psychological in nature, and he'll give them a lot of techniques and a lot of positive thoughts, and just to recover without too much of medicines or anything like that. And one sadhak you said, mother, so and so my relative is unwell. எனக்கு அங்க அங்க போனா நல்லா இருக்கும், கொஞ்சம் ஹெல்ப்பா இருக்கும் அவங்களுக்கு, நிறைய பக்கத்துலேயே இருந்து நல்லா பார்த்துக்க முடியும். So mother is saying, if you stay here and give beautiful mental formations, it is better than you literally physically going and being there. So the sadhak agreed, and she happened to stay, and she's sending beautiful thoughts to that person for his recovery. Then we have the psychic happiness. Like we were saying, it is a constant, it's a source of constant happiness. It's forever happy, always in delight. It is the portion of the divine. It is that Angushta Matra Purusha. It's just the size of a thumb which is seated in her heart, where mother is seated. The full mother is seated right there. That's the psychic consciousness, which is always happy. And mother says, it feels my constant presence. It's aware of my love and solicitude, and is always peaceful, happy, and satisfied. And I'll read a few quotes where mother is assuring that, yes, you are with me, you are on my path. And she's giving her that assurances. You're not abandoned, you're not alone, you're my child. So she says, the best way to express one's gratitude to the divine is to feel simply happy. The best way to express one's gratitude to the divine is to feel simply happy. This or whatever is going on, completely disassociating yourself from that. Always sitting in that stand of your highest consciousness. And only in that state you are truly, truly happy, and that's what the divine wants. Somewhere Nalinita says, do you want to be like Karela? You want to taste like Pavaka for the divine? You want to be sweet, you want to be joyful, right? And the divine literally has to taste you. He has to taste sweetness. That is through being naturally happy. And there was a sadhak called Dara. Many of you would have heard if you've been listening to some of the talks by Alokda. So he was not given a particular work in the ashram. He went and asked mother, Mother, what do I do? Then mother tells, Dara, I'll give you one work. Just be happy. He felt inwardly, outwardly very happy. He said, this is very, very simple. No, I don't need to sit and work for hours together and so many things. So then the minute he went out, he said, yes, I should practice this. I should feel very happy. Actually, he was not able to do. Then he tells the mother, you've given me a very tough job. Just to be happy all the time, it is not that easy. Mother is saying, be simple, be happy, remain quiet, do your work as well as you can. Keep yourself always open towards me. That is all that is asked from you. Be simple, be happy, remain quiet, do your work as well as you can. Keep yourself always open towards me. That is all that is asked from you. Try to be happy. Immediately, you will be closer to the light. Try to be happy. Immediately, you will be closer to the light. In one place, a sadhak is asking the mother, Mother, what should we do? How can we serve you? Mother just gives one word answer. Said, nothing. She says, nothing. Then the next question was, then what can we get from you? What are we able to receive from you? What are you giving us? One word answer: everything. She doesn't expect anything from her children. She just expects that surrender, like that baby cat carried by the mother cat. You just allow me to lift you and carry you. Don't throw any tantrums. Don't give any resistance. Don't jump out of my hands. That's what she says. But what you expect from me, everything, everything, material things, things for the sadhana, things for progress, everything. In this context, we can recall an incident with Amritada. Amritada used to be a little clumsy, and we all know he was very, very jovial person. Always used to laugh and make jokes. And mother used, when people used to sit around her and just about to start her evening talks or something like that, she used to throw some toffees, chocolates around, and people would catch it. So toffee was thrown in Amritada's direction, and Amritada struggling to catch. He's trying, but he's not able to catch. Then he's like, Amrita, that was such a simple throw. Why you couldn't catch it? Then Amrita is saying, Mother, I was trying to catch what is behind the toffees. I know you're giving this, but you are giving something more behind the toffees, something for my inner self. I'm trying to catch that. So he used to really play and laugh and joke with the mother. Right? That's how we can be, be very frank to her, tell her everything, our silliest of the problems, whatever is happening. Just be like a friend, like how Nirodha and Sri Aurobindo had that relationship. And another anecdote, I remember once Alokda mentioned in his talk, and mother, in association with mother, saying, I am giving everything for you. So he had lost his physical mother and he was working in Sri Aurobindo Center in Bangalore. Then once he heard the news, he immediately went to the relics and bowed his head and prayed that mother carries her soul and mother should help in the journey onward. Then he heard a clear voice from the mother. She said, I am your physical mother also. From now on, I am your physical mother also. So our mother is like that benevolent, ever loving, ever graceful, always pouring. Another context, Alokda was saying, he happened to get a fridge. Somebody made him get a fridge. And he said, I eat my food in ashram, or I don't really need this. Why we have bought it, I'm not sure. Then as soon as it was kept, many people started giving him a lot of things to eat. And one person who had cooked for the mother. There used to be a special kitchen for Mother Sri Aurobindo. So this one person who must be very, very old now, she also made one particular day something and gave him. So he felt so, so special, that hand has made for the mother. And yes, now he's also got that beautiful opportunity and it's directly coming from mother herself. And mother saying, there are some moments we know that it's useful for our inner growth. And we feel a lot of joy in it. And there are others, she says here, all that is futile, useless, precisely those things which seem like a waste of time and effort, all that far from giving the least satisfaction, creates a kind of discomfort and fatigue. You feel happy, only when you are concentrated on your goal. You feel happy only when you are concentrated on your goal. All of us may be facing this. Sometimes just being in the society, you have to meet a few people if you like it or not, but just the company of few people may drain your energy. But you go there and you know it is going to drain you out, but you still go. But she's saying, if you can just differentiate between things that waste your time, effort, and they're really not taking you towards your goal, and things like, say, beautiful satsangs like this, meditations, being around nature and doing whatever you're doing very, very consciously, listening to mother's music, reading Savitri, so many things, whatever else which is directly connected. And we know there's a inner joy when we do all these things. She's saying, try to spend more time on such activity, and you can differentiate for yourself. The time which and effort you waste on futile things doesn't bring you any satisfaction. It brings you discomfort and fatigue. So it's good that at some point, till we're all taking baby steps on the path, to have that discernment. And it's okay if people say that, oh, this person doesn't turn up for any function or whatever it is. It's better to take your stand and, always nurture that plant, that seed of that divine consciousness inside you. And mother says, just living in that state of vastness and direction and purpose, living in that vastness, not be caught in that little self. In the last time உங்களோட பேசும்போது இந்த wideness பத்தி பேசினோம். So அப்ப கூட we were saying, don't be like a folded cloth. Remove one fold of another. Open yourself. Open. The divine is wide, vast, satyam, brihat. Open and receive him in all the vastness and fullness. So mother says, when you are happy, what are the signs? You generally feel peaceful. There's a lightness. And these are obvious signs that you're growing in the truth consciousness, that your consciousness is growing. If one is sincere and one surrender, one is perfectly happy automatically. If one is sincere in one surrender, one is perfectly happy automatically. Rather, one automatically enjoys an ineffable happiness. Therefore, as long as this ineffable happiness is there, it is the sure indication. As long as this ineffable happiness is not there, it is a sure indication that you're not sincere, like what we said. When you say that I'm unhappy, it means I am not sincere. And she says, when we have a special aim, special purpose, special mission, and that is your very own, a special realization which is your very own, and you are living your swadharma, what you're meant to be doing, you're doing. So there is a state of perfect happiness. Then she says to get in touch with that psychic, which is always the child of the mother, always in her lap, always surrendered to her. You can just meditate on that psychic. And mother has given so many beautiful techniques, small methods to meditate. She says, go deep into your heart, concentrate in your heart. There's a door there. With your aspiration, your will, with your prayer, just open that door. Open that door. It takes you into that garden of that psychic world. So many things she says. Imagine a light. The deep down inside, there's a flame that burns, and that is your truth, the divine who's residing inside you. So all that, if we can spend, say, 15-20 minutes or more, if we can, just concentrating and getting that natural happiness directly from the source. So I'll read some lines of Savitri. We'll conclude with these lines. So happiest who stand on faith as on a rock. Happiest who stand on faith as on a rock. Happiest who stand on faith as on a rock. That faith, that mother's hand, Sri Aurobindo's hand is lifting us. Mother says, when you sink, my child, I also sink with you. You think I'll stand at the edge and just see you sink? I'm also sinking with you. She's in the mother, Sri Aurobindo says, the divine mother is the sadhana and the sadhaka. She's not the divine standing up there and looking at us, small mortal human beings. She is with us. If we have to sink, we have to get down into matter and from there find that golden light. And she is helping us to bring that golden light in everything. Next set of lines. The days become a happy pilgrim march, our will a force of the eternal's power, and thought the rays of a spiritual sun. The days become a happy pilgrim march, our will a force of the eternal's power, and thought the rays of a spiritual sun. A few shall see what none understands. A few shall see what none yet understands. God shall grow up while the wise men talk and sleep. For man shall not know the coming till its hour, and belief shall be not till the work is done. The days become a happy pilgrim march. The days become a happy pilgrim march. Every step we take, we are walking towards the divine. We are walking inside the temple, going to that Garbhagriha where the divine is seated. And we just don't need to always just go to the temple and walk with that faith and surrender. But every time we are walking, every time we are calling Mother's name, we are entering that temple. So we have to walk with that consciousness. Only to be was a supreme delight. Life was a happy laughter of the soul, and joy was king with love for minister. Only to be was a supreme delight. Only to be was a supreme delight. Life was a happy laughter of the soul, and joy was king and love for minister. In that total state of surrender, only to be, didn't have to do anything, just be surrendered, was the ultimate supreme delight. Just the knowing that yes, Mother is there. She is the one brought us here. She is the one giving us the tasks that we are doing. Savitri, there's a line, she chose for us our paths, something like that. She held our hands and chose for us the paths. Next set of lines. She accepts the limiting circle of his arms. She accepts the limiting circle of his arms, bows full of bliss beneath his mastering hands, and laughs in his rich constraints, most bound, most free. She accepts the limiting circle of his arms, bows full of bliss beneath his mastering hands, and laughs in his rich constraints, most bound, most free. Now we can just meditate on these lines. Imagine mother's arms around you. You are accepting mother's arms around you. You are the small being. So when mother is holding you, her hands just cover that small being you are. So the limiting arms of the mother, she's holding you, you can move only in that much space. Accepts the limiting arms, limiting circle of his arms, bows full of bliss beneath his mastering hands. Your inner being is full of bliss because you know that it is mother's hand that is touching you, holding you, clasping you, embracing you. You bow down to that and you're full of bliss, and laughs in his rich constraints, most bound, most free. You're bound, but you're most free, freest ever, because you're in mother's arms. Thank you.
நண்பர்கள் ஏதேனும் பகிர்ந்து கொள்ள வேண்டும் என்றால் பகிர்ந்து கொள்ளலாம். எஸ் சார்.
அர்ச்சனா அவர்களின் பேச்சு, அம்மா, ஒவ்வொரு வாக்கியமும் தேனில் தோய்த்தது போல் இருந்தது. பொதுவாக அன்னை நம்மிடம் கூறியதை நாம் அறிவோம். ஹாப்பினஸ் என்றால் மேக்கிங் பெஸ்ட் யூஸ் ஆஃப் யுவர் ஃபேக்கல்டிஸ் along the lines of excellence என்று அன்னை கூறுவார். Happiness is the best use of faculties along the lines of excellence என்று கூறுவார். இந்த வாக்கியம் புரிந்து கொள்வதற்கு கடினமாக இருந்தால், இருக்கிறதோ என்று ஐயம் ஏற்பட்டால், அதையெல்லாம் போக்குவதற்காக அவர் நமக்கு எவ்வளவு எளிமையான தலைப்புகளை அளித்தார் பாருங்கள். The mother is your physical mother என்றார். பிறகு உனது நன்றியை என்னை இறைவனுக்கு எப்படி தெரிவிப்பாய்? நீ மகிழ்ச்சியா இருப்பாய், அதுதான் நீ உனக்கு இறைவனிடம் நன்றி விடுவனாக இருக்கிறாய் என்பதை அறிவிக்கும் விதம் என்றார். தாராவிடம் அதைத்தானே கூறினார். நான் என்ன செய்யக்கூடும் அண்ணா என்று கேட்ட பொழுது, எனக்கு என்ன வேலையை கேட்ட பொழுது, உனக்கு வேலை இல்லை, பி ஹாப்பி என்றார். அந்த 2 மந்திர வார்த்தைகள், நத்திங் எவ்ரிதிங். ஒரு சாதகர் கேட்டார், அன்னை நாங்கள் உங்களுக்கு என்ன அளிக்கக்கூடும்? அன்னையினுடைய சுருக்கமான பதில் நத்திங். அன்னையே, நாங்கள் உங்களிடமிருந்து என்ன பெறக்கூடும்? எவ்ரிதிங் என்றார் அன்னை. இப்படி போட்ட யோகாவை பற்றி, இன்டெக்ரல் யோகா சாதனா எவ்வளவு மணிக்கணக்காக தியானம் செய்ய வேண்டும் என்பதிலெல்லாம் நுழையாமல் யோகாவை எவ்வளவு எளிமையாக்கி நம்மிடம் கூறினார் பாருங்கள். அன்னை ஒரு சமயம் 1956 என்று நினைக்கிறேன். அந்த ஒரு நியூ இயர் அந்த அருள் அட்டையில் அவர் கூறுகிறார், greatest victories are least noisy. The greatest victories are least noisy. The manifestation of a new world is not proclaimed by the beat of drums. The manifestation of the new world is not proclaimed by the beat of drums என்றார். அந்த டிப்ரெஷனை பத்தி கூறும்பொழுது ரொம்ப ஆச்சரியமான மருந்து கூறினார் பாருங்க. நீ ஏன் மனச்சோர்வு என்பதுக்கு நாம் ஏன் உட்படுகிறோம்? ரொம்ப சிம்பிள் காரணம் என்னவென்றால், நமது ஆத்மா இறைவனிடம் தாவ விரும்புகிறது. நாம் அதை அறியாமல் அதை ஒரு வரம்புக்குள் கட்டுக்குள் வைத்திருக்கிறோம். அதனால் ஏற்படும் நோவுபடுதான், ஆத்மா ஏற்படும் நோவுதான், வேதனை தான் அந்த டிப்ரெஷன் என்று விளக்கினார். இப்படி பல அற்புதமான உண்மைகளை மிகவும் எளிமையாக கூறியதற்கு நாம் அவருக்கு மிகவும் கடமைப்பட்டிருக்கிறோம். வயதில் இளையவர், ஆனால் பேசும் பொழுது தானாகவே எந்த வார்த்தை எங்கு வர வேண்டுமோ அப்படி வந்து அமைந்து கொள்கிறது. ஆகையால் எவ்வளவு அன்னையினால் ஆசீர்வதிக்கப்பட்டவர், நமக்கெல்லாம் கரம் வைக்கிறோம். சாவித்திரியில் த சாக்ரிஃபைஸ் ஆஃப் த டிவைன் மதர் என்ற ஒரு தலைப்பை கொடுத்து ஆலோக் பாண்டே சில வரிகள் எழுதினார். தேர் 686 பக்கம். தேர் வேர் த காட் சாவித்ரி மீட்டு விட்டு சுப்ரீமுடன் உரையாடி கொண்டிருக்கிறாள். சுப்ரீம் அவரை மெல்ல மெல்ல சோதிக்கிறார். சாவித்ரி பதில் சொல்கிறாள் நிதானமாக. தேர் where the gods and demons battle in night. There, where the gods and demons battle in night, or wrestle on the borders of the sun. Ange, taught by the sweetness and the pain of life, against the edge of some divinest hope, in me, the spirit of immortal love. Against the edge of some divinest hope, in me, the spirit of immortal love stretches its arms out to embrace mankind. இதுதான் இன்று நாம் அர்ச்சனா அவர்களிடமிருந்து கேட்ட ஒரு உரையின் சாரம் என்று கூட நாம் நினைக்கக்கூடும். அவருக்கு நமது பாராட்டுக்கள், நன்றி உரித்தாகிறது. தேங்க்யூமா. தேங்க்யூ.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Radharani madam. Yes madam, Radharani madam.
நமஸ்காரம் சார். வணக்கம் அர்ச்சனா மேடம். நீங்க பேசுனது ரொம்ப அற்புதமா இருந்தது. அது ஒரு மெடிடேஷன் மாதிரியே இருந்தது. அந்த பாயிண்ட்ஸை நான் எழுதி வச்சப்போ அது ஒரு விதமா கனெக்ட் ஆயிடுது. அதை நான் உங்கள்கிட்ட ஷேர் பண்ணணும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். நீங்க ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணீங்க, எட்டர்னல் சில்ட்ரன் பிளேயிங் எட்டர்னலி இன் எட்டர்னல் கார்டன். நம்ம இன்னும் அந்த மாதிரி நம்ம ஒரு சாதாரண சில்ட்ரன். ஆனா அடுத்த லைன்ல நீங்க சொன்னீங்க, சிஃப் பேர்டு நம்மெல்லாம் மதரோட இதுல செட்டில் ஆயிருக்கோம். ஸோ மதர்ஸ் இன்வர்ட் ஹெல்ப் ஓப்பன் த கேட் இன் ஹெவன். அப்படி கனெக்ட் ஆச்சு. அப்போ நம்ம வி ஆர் ரீபார்ன் மினிட் டு மினிட். அடுத்த பாயிண்ட்ல சொன்னீங்க. அப்புறம் கண்டிஷனல் ஹாப்பினஸ் புல்ஸ் அஸ் டவுன். நம்ம அதுலேருந்து வெளியில வரணும். அண்ட் எவ்ரி திங் இஸ் அ பார்ட் ஆஃப் ப்ரோக்ரஸ். எவ்ரி திங் இஸ் நீடட். And our sharpening process is on in our life. By divine hand, we are sharpened. We have to express gratitude, feel simply happy, expect nothing and get everything. மதர் கிட்ட இருந்து இதெல்லாம் நம்ம செஞ்சுட்டே இருக்கும்போது அந்த டாஃபி இதை சொன்னீங்க, something behind the toffee. So the whatever happening in our life, there is something behind it. அதை நம்ம கேட்ச் பண்ணோம்னா we may become the eternal children playing in the eternal garden. அந்த மாதிரி எனக்கு ஒரு ரவுண்டா கனெக்ட் ஆயிடுத்து. அது எனக்கு வந்து நீங்க பேசின விதம் ரொம்ப அற்புதமா இருந்ததுமா. தேங்க்யூ so so much. தேங்க்யூ.
தேங்க்யூ. வேற ஏதாவது கருத்துக்கள் பகிர்ந்து கொள்வது? எஸ் சார். எஸ் தனசேகரன் சார்.
Namaskaram, sir. Namaste, Archana, madam. So very wonderful. We are all delighted to hear your words. So, highlight if you are not feeling happy, you are not sincere. The golden words. And the lines வந்து எல்லாரும் நாங்க எல்லாரும் அதை வந்து நோட் பண்ணி வச்சுக்கணும். ஏன்னா when we are not sincere to the mother, we cannot feel happy. ஸோ ரொம்ப அருமையான நீங்க உங்களுடைய பேச்சினுடைய சாரம் எல்லாமே இந்த ஒரே வரியில வந்து நீங்க அடக்கிட்டீங்க. ரொம்ப ஒண்டர்ஃபுல். அண்ட் ஆல்சோ ஐ ஹாவ் டு சே மை கிராட்டிடியூட் இன் த அடரேஷன் ஆஃப் த டிவைன் மதர். நீங்க பேசக்கூடிய ஒவ்வொரு லைன்ஸும் உங்களுடைய அந்த பீஸ்ஃபுல், அந்த மெலோடியஸ் வாய்ஸ், அந்த ஒண்டர்ஃபுல் recitation of the lines of the Savitri as well as the mantras of the mother and Sri Aurobindo, it was indrawn to us. எங்களுடைய ஆன்மால வந்து அது வந்து போய் ஒலிக்கக்கூடிய ஒரு ஃபீலிங். when I missed the adoration, I feel so little bad. So today I missed. ஸோ லைக் தட் அந்த இது வந்து எனக்கு ரொம்ப, ஏன்னா அதை உங்களுக்கு கன்வே பண்ணி ஆகணும். ஏன்னா ஐ ஹாவ் நோ சான்ஸ் டு கன்வே திஸ் ஹாப்பினஸ். ஸோ தேங்க்யூ ஸோ மச் மேடம். தேங்க்யூ. மதர்ஸ் பிளஸிங்ஸ் பி ஆல்வேஸ் வித் யூ.
Thank you so much.
தேங்க்யூ அர்ச்சனாஜி. உங்களுடைய இந்த உரை எதை காட்டுகின்றது என்றால், நீங்கள் எப்பொழுதுமே அந்த மதர்ஸ் கான்சியஸ்னஸ்ல அப்படியே தோய்ந்து இருக்கின்றீர்கள் என்பதைத்தான் காட்டுகின்றது. ஒரு நல்ல சிறந்த கருவியாக நீங்கள் செயல்படுகின்றீர்கள். இந்த மதருடைய கான்சியஸ்னஸை அனைவருக்கும் கொண்டு செல்வதற்கு நீங்கள் ஒரு மிக சிறந்த கருவியாக செயல்படுகின்றீர்கள். ஏனென்றால் நீங்கள் பேசியது உங்களின் வார்த்தையாக இருந்தாலும் கூட அதன் மூலமாக நாங்கள் எதை உணர்ந்தோம் என்றால், அந்த மதருடைய பிரசன்ஸ், அன்னையினுடைய சாநித்தியம், அதனுடைய வைப்ரேஷன்ஸ், அதைத்தான் நாங்கள் அனைவருமே உணர்ந்தோம். ஏனென்றால் நீங்கள் கூறிய மாதிரி நாம் எல்லோருமே ஸ்ரீ அன்னையினுடைய குழந்தைகள். அதனால் யாரெல்லாம் அன்னைக்கு மிகவும் நன்றாக பூரணமாக திறவாக இருக்கின்றார்களோ அவர்கள் மூலமாக ஸ்ரீ அன்னையினுடைய அந்த உணர்வு நிலை, அந்த கான்சியஸ்னஸ் அனைவருக்கும் அது அனைவரையும் சென்றடைகின்றது. உங்களுடைய உரையில் அந்த உரை கிட்டத்தட்ட 1 மணி நேரமாக நீங்கள் பேசினீர்கள். இந்த 1 மணி நேரமாக நாங்கள் அனைவருமே ஸ்ரீ அன்னையினுடைய சாநித்தியத்தில் மூழ்கியிருந்தோம் என்று கூறினால் சற்றும் மிகையாகாது. இந்த மகிழ்ச்சி என்றால் அனைவருமே அறிவோம். அன்னையிடம் வந்த பிறகு நாம் அனைவருமே ட்ரூ ஹாப்பினஸ் என்ன என்பதை அனைவருமே அறிந்து உள்ளோம். நன்றாக தெரியும், நமக்கு எல்லாருக்குமே தெரியும். ட்ரூ ஹாப்பினஸ் என்பது இட் இஸ் நாட் கண்டிஷனல், இட் இஸ் நாட் டிபெண்ட் ஆன் எக்ஸ்டர்னல் சர்க்கம்ஸ்டன்சஸ் என்பதை நாம் அனைவருமே அறிகின்றோம். என்றால் அன்னை நமக்கு மீண்டும் மீண்டும் புரிய வைக்கின்றார்கள். எப்பொழுதெல்லாம் நாம் அன்னையினுடைய சாநித்தியத்தில் இருக்கின்றோமோ அப்பொழுதெல்லாம் மகிழ்ச்சியாக இருக்கின்றோம். எப்பொழுதெல்லாம் மகிழ்ச்சியாக இல்லையோ அப்பொழுது என்ன அறிந்து கொள்ள வேண்டும் என்றால் நாம் அன்னையினுடைய சாநித்தியத்திலிருந்து விலகி இருக்கின்றோம் என்ற பொருள். சிம்பிள். இதை அன்னை நமக்கு எல்லாருக்குமே அனுபவத்தின் மூலமாக புரிய வைக்கின்றார்கள். நீங்கள் கூறிய மாதிரி அந்த ஆசைகளை வெல்வது, கான்க்வெஸ்ட் ஆஃப் டிசைர், அதில் தான் உண்மையான மகிழ்ச்சி இருக்கின்றது. இதில் ஸ்ரீ அன்னையினுடைய நேரடியான அனுபவம் அந்த பாரிஸில் அவர்கள் அந்த அமைச்சருக்காக தன்னுடைய இருக்கையை தாழ்த்தி அந்த ஆப்பரா நடைபெறும் பொழுது அவருக்காக விட்டு கொடுத்து பொழுது என்ன கூறுகின்றார்கள், நான் அந்த ஆப்பரா அதை பார்த்திருந்தால் என்ன மகிழ்ச்சி அடைவேனோ அதை விட பன்மடங்கு மகிழ்ச்சியை நான் அவருக்கு அந்த வாய்ப்பை அளித்ததன் மூலம் அடைந்தேன் என்று கூறுகின்றார்கள். அந்த சமயத்தில் அவர்கள் புத்தரினுடைய அந்த கோட்பாடுகளை அப்பொழுது அவர்கள் கற்று வந்தார்கள் என்று கூறுகின்றார்கள். நீங்கள் கூறிய மாதிரி அவர்கள் நேரடியாக தன்னை குறிப்பிடவில்லை என்றாலும் நம்மால் நன்றாக புரிந்து கொள்ள முடிகின்றது. அன்னைதான் தன்னை பற்றி அவ்வாறு கூறுகின்றார்கள் என்பதை நாம் அனைவரும் புரிந்து கொள்கின்றோம். ஆகையினால் எப்பொழுதெல்லாம் நாம் நம்முடைய ஆசையை, எதிர்பார்ப்பை நாம் வெல்கிறோமோ அப்பொழுதெல்லாம் நாம் மகிழ்ச்சியை, உண்மையான மகிழ்ச்சியை அடைகின்றோம் என்பதெல்லாம் நமக்கு நன்றாக புரிகின்றது. நிச்சயமாக நாம் அன்னைக்கு எப்பொழுதுமே நன்றியுடன் இருக்க வேண்டும். அன்னைக்கு எவ்வளவோ விஷயங்களில் நாம் நன்றியுடன், அதாவது எண்ணி பார்த்தால் கணக்கில் அடங்காது அவ்வளவு விஷயங்களுக்காக நாம் நன்றி கூற வேண்டும். அன்னைக்கு நம்ம நன்றி கூறிக்கொண்டே இருந்தாலே நாம் மகிழ்ச்சியாகத்தான் இருப்போம். மகிழ்ச்சியாக இருந்தால் என்ன அர்த்தம் என்றால் நிச்சயமாக நாம் ஸ்ரீ அன்னைக்கு நாம் நன்றியை அதன் மூலமாக தெரிவிக்கின்றோம் என்றுதான் அர்த்தம். If at all, as children of the mother, நம்முடைய நன்றி உணர்ச்சியை ஸ்ரீ அன்னைக்கு தெரிவிக்க வேண்டும் என்றால் ஒரே வழி எப்பொழுதுமே மகிழ்ச்சியுடன் இருப்பதுதான். அன்னைக்கு உண்மையாக இருக்க வேண்டும் என்றால் ஒரே வழி மகிழ்ச்சியுடன் இருப்பதுதான். எப்பொழுதெல்லாம் மகிழ்ச்சியை இல்லாமல் இருக்கின்றோமோ அப்பொழுது நீங்கள் கூறியுள்ள மாதிரி, ஸ்ரீ அன்னை கூறியுள்ள மாதிரி, நாம் அன்னையிடம் உண்மையாக இல்லை, நம்முடைய சமர்ப்பணம் பூரணமாக இல்லை என்பதை நாம் அறிந்து கொள்ள வேண்டும். ஆகையினால் எப்பொழுதெல்லாம் மகிழ்ச்சி இல்லாமல் இருக்கின்றோமோ அப்பொழுது நாம் புறக்காரணங்களை தேடிக்கொள்ளக்கூடாது. நம்மிடம் அந்த சரணாகதி பூரணமாக இல்லை, நாம் அன்னைக்கு முழுமையாக நன்றியுடன் இல்லை என்பதைத்தான் தெரிந்து கொள்ள வேண்டும். சாவித்திரி வரிகளில் இருந்து நீங்கள் மிகவும் அழகாக மேற்கோள் காட்டினீர்கள். ஹாப்பியஸ்ட் ஆர் தோஸ் who stand on faith as on a rock என்கின்ற கருத்தை நீங்கள் கூறினீர்கள். இந்த பூரண சரணாகதி ஒன்றுதான் அந்த ஆனந்தம், அந்த சுப்ரீம் டிலைட், மகிழ்ச்சி என்பதனுடைய ஒரு பியூரஸ்ட் ஃபார்ம் தான் அந்த ஆனந்தா என்பது. அந்த ஆனந்தத்திற்கு நம்மை எது இட்டு செல்லும் என்றால் அந்த கம்ப்ளீட் சரண்டர். அப்பொழுதுதான் நாம் அந்த பூரண ஆனந்தத்தை அடைய முடியும், எப்பொழுதுமே மகிழ்ச்சியாக இருக்க முடியும். உண்மையான மகிழ்ச்சி என்பதும் அதுவே. எனினும் நாம் அன்னையிடம் வந்தவர்கள் எல்லாருமே அதிர்ஷ்டசாலி, மிகவும் அதிர்ஷ்டம் செய்தவர்கள் தான். ஏனென்றால் நாம் அனைவருமே அந்த சன்லிட் பாத், ஒளி பொருந்திய பாதையில் தான் நாம் அனைவருமே பயணிக்கின்றோம். அன்னை நம்மை எப்பொழுதுமே மகிழ்வாகத்தான் வைத்துக் கொண்டிருக்கின்றார்கள், சந்தேகமே இல்லை. நாம் இங்கே கூடியுள்ள ஒவ்வொருவருமே உண்மையாக தன்னைத்தானே கேட்டுக்கொண்டால் என்ன பதில் ஒவ்வொருவருக்கும் கிடைக்கும் என்றால், அன்னை நம்மை எப்பொழுதுமே மகிழ்ச்சியாகத்தான் வைத்து கொண்டிருக்கின்றார்கள் என்பதை ஒருவர் உண்மையாக இருந்தால் நிச்சயமாக உணர முடியும். இது சத்தியம். உங்கள் உரை மிகவும் அற்புதம். நீங்கள் அடிக்கடி எங்களுடைய நான் எப்பொழுதெல்லாம் வேண்டுகோள் விடுக்கின்றேனோ அப்பொழுதெல்லாம் நீங்கள் உங்களுடைய நேரம் வசதியாக இருக்கும் பட்சத்தில் நீங்கள் ஒப்புக்கொள்கின்றீர்கள். எந்த விதமான ஒரு தயக்கமும் இன்றி எங்களுடைய சத்சங் தொடர்களில் கலந்து கொண்டு உரையாற்றுகிறீர்கள். மிக்க நன்றி. ஏனென்றால் உங்களுடைய பணியும் நீங்கள் மிக சிறப்பாக செய்கின்றீர்கள். உங்களுடைய ஹைதராபாத் ஸ்ரீ அரவிந்த சொசைட்டி மையத்தில் திரு ஸ்ரீனிவாஸ் முலுகு உங்களை பற்றி மிகவும் அடிக்கடி கூறுவார். ஆதலால் உண்மையான அன்னையின் குழந்தையாக நீங்கள் இந்த உரையை ஆற்றி கொடுத்தமைக்காக இங்கு கூடியுள்ள அனைத்து அன்னை அன்பர்கள் சார்பிலும் என்னுடைய நன்றியையும் வணக்கத்தையும் உங்களுக்கு தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கின்றேன். தேங்க்யூ வெரி மச். இப்பொழுது பிரார்த்தனை இசையுடன் இந்த நிகழ்ச்சி முடிவுக்கு வரும். தேங்க்யூ.